Good Monday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We got another Watchmen update. We got some big news items happening. The United States has just started suspending arms sales to Europe because the stocks of U.S. weapons is getting dangerously low. I just talked about this at length yesterday, but when the United States stops selling weapons to other countries, you know there's a problem. Other countries in Europe, particularly, are moving to label Antifa as a terrorist organization as well. And we're going to talk yesterday about the memorial service for Charlie Kirk, as well as a National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk as well. And we got a showdown between the UK and Israel about to go critical. And the bugs have woken up suddenly across the United States. We got that coming from a lot of you guys. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. If you have something to share, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That gets it to the right place. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts, if you have IRAs, 401ks, and you want to get into precious metals. If you want to get out while the stock market is at all-time highs and lock in your gains to precious metals, Jonathan and his team can talk to you about what that looks like. You can find out the fees and see how that all looks. There's no obligation to move forward, but if you give them your information, they'll reach out to you and answer your questions. All right, there'll be a link at the end of the video, like I said. President Trump, Elon Musk, and countless other political leaders, including the entire cabinet of the Trump administration, attended the Charlie Kirk Memorial yesterday. A lot of you guys have already seen that. If you haven't, there are a lot of speeches, very worthwhile, a lot of remembrances about Charlie Kirk personally, professionally, and just some of it inspiring, some of it heartbreaking, but just about 200,000 people at least. There's estimates between 200,000 and 300,000 people showed up. They packed out the largest stadium in Arizona and the overflow arena next door, with thousands, if not tens of thousands, of people turned away at the doors. Just not enough room for everyone. All right, President Trump has nominated one of his top aides as a senior prosecutor to investigate New York State Attorney General Letitia James. Now, Letitia James has made it her political ambition to politically prosecute President Trump at every turn. And, well, the tables have now turned, and we're now seeing the federal government is looking into the very real crimes of Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York. And let's just say people on the left are melting down over that one. Political leaders in the Netherlands and in Hungary are starting to back proposals to designate Antifa there as a terrorist group. Now, this is after President Trump has said that he will take this action here in the United States. They're realizing that, yeah, hey, Antifa is actually a terrorist organization. It's funny. They encourage, train, provide materials for people to commit acts of violence against individuals and law enforcement. Yeah, that's basically a terrorist organization. The United States has suspended arms sales to Europe, including Patriot missile systems and other defense systems. Now, it's not everything. The United States still wants to sell weapons to everyone else, but we're having to hold back on particularly Patriot air defenses. And the reason that we're being told is citing limited supply and the need to prioritize U.S. military requirements. Just talked about this at length yesterday, about how the United States Navy, United States Air Force, and United States Army do not have the missiles that they need. In some projections, we only have 25% of the Patriot missiles that we need in order to confront China in the opening days of engagement. We already talked about how the Navy doesn't have enough missiles to rearm all of our ships. If all of our ships launch their missiles, we can't put more missiles in those tubes. We just don't have enough of them. And the fact that we've been selling them to everyone else without actually rearming ourselves is absolutely crazy. All right, yeah. You know, when they say when hell freezes over, well, when the United States stops selling weapons to other countries, you know things have gotten bad. All right, Congress has approved a National Day of Remembrance. Both the House and the Senate have appointed October 14th as a Day of Remembrance. So that's next month coming up. That's Charlie Kirk's birthday. This will be, it's not like a holiday in federal government and bank workers get the day off, but it is a day that will be on the calendar to remember Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie Kirk's memorial service was yesterday on Sunday. It was long. It started at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard and went for quite a while. A lot of President Trump's cabinet spoke. Political leaders who had a lot of connection to Charlie Kirk, as he was instrumental in turning out youth vote as well as youth organizing in states for the Trump campaign. He was a very political, active person who did more political good when it comes to for Republicans than possibly anyone else did, and so his political legacy is very much intertwined with his faith and his work and his movement for free speech across the United States. So if you're not familiar with Charlie Kirk, definitely learn more about him. There's tons and tons of videos up on YouTube. You're probably getting lots of Charlie Kirk videos force-fed you on the YouTube algorithm these days, and for good reason. A genuinely good guy. And he was taken from us for political reasons. Some people are focusing more on his faith and martyrdom. I think that we probably should focus on the fact that he was taken out because of his political perspectives and his political positions. But he was absolutely a man of faith whose faith was extremely important to him and the most important part of his being. All right, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia officially recognized Palestine as a state on Sunday. Now, a whole bunch of other countries are now moving forward with that, but those are three countries, basically, I forget what it's called, whatever, the UK, all the countries that basically claim the King of England as their king, like Canada, they're part of the old British kingdom monarchy. Anyway, those countries are already recognizing Palestine as a state, and we're seeing a bunch of other European countries jumping on board with that. We're going to see basically a whole bunch of other countries jump on board with that too. We're going to see them try to ram stuff through the United Nations, but the United States, as of now, is continuing to veto those type of movements. Speaking of that, before the United Nations, Israel, their Prime Minister, Netanyahu, stood up before the UN General Assembly and had a few things to say about this, saying, quote, "You are granting a huge reward to terror." And he said, and I have another message for you. It will not happen. No Palestinian state will be established west of the Jordan River. That doesn't seem to be very, not much room for negotiation. Israel saying that's not going to happen, period, end of story. And Israel's military is going to enforce that, that there will not be a Palestinian state, like you said, west of the Jordan River. So that includes West Bank. Kenneth says, while getting gas at Sam's Club in Memphis, the attendant said that employees at Walmart were worried. They expect layoffs and shorter hours. Prices are expected to go up by as much as 80% soon. Time is getting short to get what you need. And economists are out there saying that with this rate cut, couldn't be at a worse time. I mean, even the Federal Reserve admitted that they're not paying attention right now to inflation. They're focusing in on jobs, which means inflation is going to be triggered by the rate cut. So we may be seeing some pretty significant movements in inflation. We got the tariffs starting to get passed through. Prices are about to go up, friends. Hopefully you guys are preparing yourself for protected against inflation. Mandy says, Mid-Michigan, our Aldi was remodeled last week to get rid of the end caps. The aisles have been widened. Some sections like alcohol, snacks, cookies, and cereal are getting bigger, but other sections like baby and canned goods are getting smaller. This is a trend we've been seeing not just at Aldi's, but at Walmart's and other stores. They are getting rid of aisles. They're getting rid of rows. They're making the shelves thinner. There's less product on the shelves, and we're losing a lot of canned goods. It's getting harder to get stocked up out there. Brett says, Tacoma, Washington. I work in the north end of Tacoma, and there's a lot of apple and plum trees, but there are no animals eating any of the fruit. They're just sitting there, and they're not even getting spoiled, and none of the bugs even want to eat them. Never seen that before. We've seen a lot of changes in our food, haven't we, in the United States? Our food is, the produce, the fruits and vegetables, everything is getting weird. Even the meat is getting weird, and everything's going up in price. Missy K says, a quick trip gas station in Lebanon, Tennessee, put diesel in their regular gas tanks. No one knew about the mix-up until customers filled their gas vehicles with diesel, and the vehicles broke down. The gas station right off I-40 is a very popular stop for locals. One fellow was quoted a price of $16,000 to repair his pickup truck due to the mix-up in the fuel. That's just crazy stuff. That's rough. One honest mistake, and causes a lot of damage. Just imagine, as we are interconnecting our society more and more, and we're becoming more and more dependent upon the competency of other people, all it takes is somebody to make one little boo-boo, and it can impact hundreds of thousands or even millions of people. Our power grid is reliable, but it's growing more and more dependent upon computer code, which can be hacked even. Jennifer says, it's true here in Ohio. It's like the bugs just woke up. Cucumber and tomato plants were behind, but did good for me. It was a bad year for squash and peppers. I'm excited for the chance of rain this week to help with the harvesting of my sweet potatoes. Right now, the ground is so hard due to the drought. Again, that's Ohio. Lady Farron says, Northwest Florida, Pensacola area, was in Publix last night to take advantage of the buy one, get one frees, including better than bullion, per your advice. That's good stuff, right? That's what restaurants use. Javalia coffee was also buy one, get one free for the regular 12 ounce. I didn't buy any of them because the price was $16. Coffee prices are just crazy right now. The same bag was $13 a month ago. And a year ago it was $8.99. The cake mix aisle is now half of the products that they normally carry, and only Duncan Hines available at Publix. What is up with that? No other brands. Rebecca says, I just purchased a half gallon of A2 milk. It's now 59 ounces. A half gallon is 64 ounces. A specialty brand, but watch out. Half gallons that aren't half gallons. What's up with that? It's crazy. North Central Louisiana, there have been a very noticeable decrease in the birds in my area. Generally, there are plenty of cardinals and blue jays and some robins and lots of small birds. I have not seen one cardinal all summer and barely any blue jays, not a single robin. And many times I would come out and there would be so many birds in the yard that it would look like the ground was moving. I have not seen that at all this year. Also, with the red ants, they do seem to be in hyperdrive activity. They seem to be digging very deep. They are building their mounds high around their holes, and in some cases, they just seem to be running around in circles like they have lost signal and don't know what to do. It could be a very hard winter coming up. That seems to be what ants are predicting. We'll see what comes of that. MN Engineer says, I've been noticing frozen items at Target that have been thawed out at some point. By the way, MN stands for Minnesota. I usually try to pick up the frozen bags, and if everything inside feels clumped together, like a frozen ice ball, that's indication to me that the item has been thawed out and refrozen and may not be safe to consume. Notice that this once of a frozen Alfredo that normally has cheese pucks that melt when you cook them. When I got home, I found all the pucks had been melted and the cheese was clumped at the bottom of the bag. We have a lot of these stores seem to be doing more hot loads. They're taking refrigerated goods, putting them on box trucks that are not refrigerated, and just trying to race them to the stores. And it's really causing problems. It's not a safe way of transporting frozen goods. E, in central Pennsylvania, early in the year, our garden did horrible. Way too much rain, no pollinators, nothing was coming in. For the last month, though, things have just exploded. This is coinciding with seeing bees and moths and seeing more birds, and most comforting, bats again at night. A number of you guys reporting that same kind of thing, that things just seem to have changed in the last week or two. Inside says high meat prices are here in Long Island, New York, right? Went by my local butcher and saw $32 to $38 a pound for ribeye and other steaks. I had my freezer stocked a while ago. You need to be ready, folks. We've been telling you the beef crisis is coming, right? And Homestead Gal has some good news out there, though. On our year's garden yield, we had a great year for our garden produce. This is in Northern Virginia. I feel so bad that we seem to be the only gardeners who have done well this year. We've gardened for more than 30 years. The previous 2 years were not good for us due to the extreme drought we had. This year we had ample rain, and what we did not have were the things overhead, the lines in the sky. For some reason, we just haven't seen them this year. Could be that why we have such a good harvest this year. Potatoes, we planted 40 pounds of seed potato, and our yield was over 500 pounds. And then they went on to talk about other things from their garden that did really well. I don't know. Do they just happen to live really close to somebody really important, and that's why they didn't get doused this year, or did they just luck out? Did they just get missed? But most people are saying that really bad year for their gardens. All right, friends, thanks so much for those of you sending in your reports. Please do keep them coming in. Keep having those conversations to find out what's going on out there. If you see stuff or hear stuff at your workplace that you think that the Watchmen community needs to know, we can break those stories here. Thank you so much for being a part of the Watchmen community. If you want to check out another video from his channel, there's one right up here on the screen. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there on the screen. Just fill that out, and they'll get in contact with you. No obligation to move forward with them, but just get some information. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.